The discovery of K2-18B. For countless centuries, humanity has lifted its eyes toward the stars. Searching, wondering, questioning. Driven by the oldest mystery of them all. Are we alone in the universe? Ancient philosophers speculated with imagination and myth. They believed the heavens were filled with gods, spirits, or countless unseen worlds. Medieval scholars argued whether Earth was the only cradle of life, or merely one among many. And in the modern age, scientists began to calculate the odds. They looked at the sheer number of stars and planets, and asked, how could we possibly be alone? And yet, despite all our searching, the universe remained silent. Radio telescopes swept across the sky. Space probes journeyed to the farthest reaches of our solar system. Equations were written, probabilities measured, and theories debated. But the silence endured. It was as if the cosmos held its secrets behind a curtain. A curtain we could see, but never pass through. A curtain that mocked our curiosity with its silence. For generations, humanity asked the same question. Whispered by shepherds under the night sky. Spoken in lecture halls by scholars and scientists. Echoed by dreamers who gazed upward in hope. But never, not once, was there a clear, undeniable answer. Until now. Just 120 light-years away. Far beyond the reach of our spacecraft. Orbiting a dim, cool red dwarf star in the constellation of Leo. Lies a planet unlike any other we have studied before. A planet so extraordinary. So strangely familiar. That it has shaken the foundations of astronomy and biology. That world is known as K2-18B. Through the unmatched instruments aboard the James Webb Space Telescope, we may now hold in our hands the most compelling evidence of alien life ever recorded. Webb detected the faint glimmers of water vapor in its skies. It observed methane drifting through the atmosphere. It identified carbon molecules, the scaffolding of life as we know it. Each discovery added another piece to the puzzle. And then came the signal that stunned the scientific world. A faint, nearly hidden signature. But one so remarkable it could not be ignored. Dimethyl sulfide. On Earth, this compound is produced by only one thing. Living organisms. Tiny phytoplankton drifting through our oceans. Invisible to the eye, yet vital to life. This is not wishful thinking. This is not speculation. This is not fantasy. This is data. Pure, undeniable, scientific data. And it may represent the moment that changes humanity forever. The moment the curtain of silence finally began to lift. What is K2-18B? To understand this discovery, we must first ask a simple but vital question. What exactly is K2-18B? It is not just another entry in the endless catalog of exoplanets. It is not a barren rock like Mercury. It is not a frozen wasteland like Pluto. It is something far more rare. K2-18B belongs to a unique class of worlds known as Hycean planets. Worlds wrapped in thick, hydrogen-rich atmospheres. Worlds where, beneath the gases, lie vast oceans. Oceans that may stretch endlessly across the surface. Oceans that could cradle the chemistry of life. K2-18B is massive compared to Earth. Over 2.6 times larger. Nearly 9 times more massive. Its gravity stronger. Its atmosphere thicker. Its oceans deeper and wider than anything we have ever known. And yet, despite its alien scale, K2-18B rests in a remarkable location. The habitable zone of its star. That delicate region where liquid water can exist. Where temperatures are neither too hot nor too cold. Where the essential ingredient of life, water, can flow, collect, and endure. Unlike Mars, whose deserts are lifeless and barren. Unlike Jupiter, whose storms rage with violence and chaos. K2-18B is shielded by a thick hydrogen blanket. A shield that traps warmth. A shield that stabilizes its global ocean. A shield that protects against deadly cosmic radiation. In many ways, it resembles our own planet in its earliest chapter. Billions of years ago. When Earth itself was a water world. When its atmosphere was raw, unstable, and new. When the first fragile sparks of life stirred within its seas. And now, on K2-18B, we may be witnessing history repeat itself. The rebirth of a story that began long ago. Not here. But 120 light-years away. And when the James Webb Telescope turned its powerful gaze toward this world's atmosphere, it revealed something that would astonish the human race. The breakthrough in the questions inside the atmosphere of K2-18B, Webb's instruments uncovered a remarkable truth. Molecules were present. Water vapor. Methane. Carbon dioxide. The very ingredients that shape chemistry. And perhaps, biology itself. Then came the revelation that shook the world. In 2025, Webb's mid-infrared instrument, MIRI, delivered its most extraordinary results. Among the gases appeared the faint, but unmistakable signature of dimethyl sulfide, DMS. And alongside it, another, dimethyl disulfide, DMDS. On Earth, both are tied directly to life. Produced by microscopic organisms in our oceans. Invisible, but essential. The odds of both appearing together, at random, collapsed to nearly nothing. For the first time in history, humanity was staring not at a planet that might host life, but at one that shows signs it already does. Cambridge astrophysicist Niku Madhusudan described it as a watershed moment. The search for life had shifted. From speculation, to data. What kind of life? What kind of life could survive on K2-18B? Some scientists imagine oceans filled with microbial life. Tiny organisms drifting in the seas of a hydrogen-rich world. Fragile, ancient, yet alive. Others picture something more complex. Filter-feeding creatures gliding in the oceans. Or beings adapted to low gravity and immense pressure. Strange organisms, unlike anything Earth has ever known. Perhaps K2-18B is not simply inhabited. Perhaps it is evolving. The first awakening of a new biosphere. Should we reach out? With discovery comes debate. Should humanity send a message? Some warn of danger. What if the planet hosts more than microbes? What if contact disturbs its fragile ecosystem? Or alerts a civilization we are unprepared to face? Others argue the opposite. If intelligent life exists on K2-18B, it likely already knows of us. Our radio signals have leaked into the cosmos for decades. If they wished to respond, they could have already done so. But one fact is sobering. Any message would take 120 years to reach K2-18B. And another 120 years for a reply. A single conversation would span centuries. So the question is not can we send a message? But should we? The world reacts when Webb's findings became public, the planet reacted as one. Headlines blazed across every continent. Social media erupted. Hashtag K2-18B. Hashtag Alien Ocean. Hashtag We Are Not Alone. For once, humanity's focus was not on conflict or division, but on a single unifying question. Did we just find life? Space agencies rushed to plan new missions. Universities filled with eager students. For the first time in generations, humanity felt connected, not just to each other but to the cosmos itself. The deeper question, and yet, beneath the excitement, a darker thought arose. If life exists on K2-18B, where is everyone else? This is the Fermi paradox. Thousands of exoplanets discovered. Dozens in habitable zones. Now one with signs of life. So why is the universe so silent? Perhaps civilizations rise and fall before they can reach the stars. Perhaps the leap from microbes to intelligence is treacherous. Or perhaps life is abundant, but chooses silence. If K2-18B holds microbes, it is one thing. But if we ever detect complexity, or even intelligence, then the silence itself may be a message. Conclusion: K2-18B is forcing us to rethink not only astronomy but biology. On Earth, life thrives on oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. But on K2-18B, it may breathe hydrogen. It may photosynthesize under a dim red sun. It may evolve along paths we cannot imagine. Before K2-18B, we looked at the stars with curiosity. After K2-18B, we must look with responsibility. For if life exists elsewhere, Earth is not the exception. We are simply one chapter in a greater cosmic story. The James Webb Telescope did not announce its discovery with a shout. It whispered. Quiet. Undeniable. Profound. A reminder that the universe is not empty. It is alive. Breathing. Becoming. And now, humanity must decide. Not whether we are alone,